Hi, Paul. I just wanted to ask you about the recent P-FIM exercise. So what's your reflection on that, and what did you hear from your colleagues in the field?
Thank you very much for that question, Axel. I think, yeah, it's been incredible hearing from my colleagues after they conducted this P-FIM exercise in Madawa and Keita departments in Tawa region. And I will just summarize by saying that they said it's such a powerful approach, and they feel that if NGOs could be doing the same, then many of the problems that are facing the country would easily find solutions, because many a times they find that as organizations, we plan here in Yamei, we already agree on the activities, and then come down and start implementing together without even asking their opinion. What are their priorities? What are some of the things they would want to do for themselves? And once the activities are finished, when the project is finished, then we come back again. Another NGO will come and do the same. And this time round, they find that, hey, we are willing to listen to them. For the first time, an NGO is asking them, what are the issues that you have faced over this period of time, and what are some of the solutions that you are working on? We want to hear that from you. And they felt that that's such a powerful way of doing things. And my colleagues are saying, well, when we had communities say this, then we realized really the power of P-FIM.
Wow, thank you. I
Sure.
also wanted to ask, how was it for your colleagues? How did they feel about it? And was it difficult to do? And what did you do in preparation to do this exercise actually with the community?
I mean, when you look at it, because we had to have our colleagues get trained by a PFM expert and be taken through the whole, modules of PFM, and eventually doing a practical exercise where, from a first time interaction with PFM, and then you go out there and start, implementing it within the context of a training. Sometimes, there is that worry, can I be able to do it myself out there in the field, this new approach? Yet it's so simple, because I remember during the training, there were only two, issues that you get out there, not long questionnaires with many details, but only two approaches. First of all, looking at the goal-free communication, and then secondly, the two-way communication. Just these two approaches themselves having to be, undertaken, made it very easy and less complex as compared to the usual questionnaire, survey, long pages like that. And they felt that it's really easy, but I think in the context of the training, it becomes a little difficult because of the worry that my colleagues felt, could they understand it? It's a new thing. But then now, planning for this PFIM exercise on their own, from the lessons that they learned during the exercise, was quite an interesting aspect, because everybody was bringing in their knowledge of how they understood it. Then we ended up moderating and agreeing, this is how it is, this is how we're going to do it. And based on our context, we agreed and developed a terms of reference. In the process of developing the terms of reference, I saw my colleagues light up and, remember, oh, it was like this, and this is how we're going to do it, and this community is this. And the planning was so seamless that in the end, when they went to the field, it made it so easy to interact with the community. And I can tell you that during the interaction itself, when you look at the pictures that are coming out of the field, seated in a circular way with the two facilitators, the note taker and the facilitator themselves, you can be able to see really what was done in the preparation has come to fruition. And for me, I think it's, like I said before, it's such an empowering process for us as staff, but also for communities, because it gave them an opportunity to speak to an NGO, from a point of knowledge, from a point of their own feelings and capacities. Remember, in P-FIM, we are not talking about problems. We are not talking about needs. We are talking about capacities as well. And my colleagues told me, for the first time, we can look at what some of the priorities we've had and we've been working on, and we never thought that we are actually making a change in our own community by ourselves. This exercise has given us an opportunity to really look at our issues and take into stock what we have put through by ourselves to try and make changes to our lives. And we thought that this is a good thing and NGOs should practice this.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I have a last question. When you look back at pre-P-FIM training and exercise and how you were approaching new projects and working with communities, what would you think has changed after you experienced that your colleagues went into the field and had this different interaction with the community?
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, that's really a good question, because remember, we are undertaking P-FIM in an already ongoing project, a project that we had already started way back in October last year. And there were certain provisional activities that we had started working on. And one of them was provision of water to the two departments, just increasing access to potable water. And we had initially selected several water points because we felt that, oh no, water is such a big problem in the Sahel, and Niger is not excluded, being a very dry place. But then when we started discussing this with the community members, they told us, well, we would rather you prioritize making one good water point that all of us can be able to access with instead of doing several small water points in our communities, because that will not help us. They will end up drying like the rest have already done. But if you put all your energies and funds into just making one proper water point for now, this is really going to assist us for a longer period of time than, has previously been the case. Because in previous instances, there are smaller, water points, boreholes here and there that are not going deep. And when, the frequent droughts that occur within our region come, they dry up, they get sealed, and we have to repair them again. So it's a cyclic thing. And we found that this was, when staff came back and talked to us, and we told, that was the objective of P-FIM. Remember, we said, please, let's talk to communities rather than us now saying, oh, we are an organization with experience in water provision, and let's do water because this is what is the most needed and urgent issue in the region. And so we had planned several water points, which were taking smaller chunks of money. But then we realized communities actually don't want small water points here and there that are actually going to last for a short period of time. So I want to say that P-FIM has also really been impactful within our team, because then we are realizing that talking to communities actually either way is the best option, whether the project is already existing or we want to develop a new project. And it has helped us even at management level because we are used to doing what we are doing. And I remember we faced a lot of challenges in really asking our colleagues to stay and wait until we speak to the communities and hear from them before we can continue with the project. And, you know, given the impatience of having a project that is not being implemented fully as initially thought, you know, brought a lot of impatience among colleagues. But now they see the real results of speaking to communities and they are able to appreciate what listening to communities really means in the context of humanitarian and resilience assistance that we do in the region.
Thank you so much, Paul. This was excellent. And thank you for taking the time, sharing your experiences.